Hi, everyone. My name is Paula Simmons, and I am the National Account Rep for Utilities Employees Credit Union. We are a credit union, obviously specified in the utility sector, and I have been working here for just about 5 years. However, my experience within the banking and credit union industry has been about 19 now. Currently a National Wellness Institute certified financial wellness facilitator. That is a mouthful and a half. In short, it means I've taken my passion for wanting to learn more about finances and helping others and just taking more classes on it so I can help you and your employees. I've been all over the banking industry, started out as a teller, has worked as a loan officer, a branch manager, even done lending, which is where a lot of my background lies. But now being here in the more business development role for UECU, it's allowed me to kind of do these on-site visits for not only you and your staff, but also virtual visits and really get to my joy and passion of life, which is helping people live their financial lives. The history of UECU is quite a fun one to retell. We have been around since 1934 and we have been virtual the entire time, which is kind of fun to say. Virtual is a common word today for everyone, but maybe not so much back in 1934. Obviously, there was a lot more paperwork back and forth when we started. However, now we are just as close as having your cell phone in your pocket. We started in the gas and utility sector. We started as a co-op. So it was just what most people think when they think of a credit union. Some people getting together over lunch, depositing money into a savings account. Maybe one of their coworkers needed a loan to repair something in their home. They lent money out. It was back and forth just like that. But at the heart of all that was the embodiment of people helping people. And it is something that we are still very true to today, especially in our utility sector. I know throughout Pennsylvania, we have opened up to the general public, specifically here through a partnership, Pennsylvania Consumer Alliance. However, mostly we are still very deeply rooted in the utility and energy industry, and it allows us to still tailor our products and services specifically to those people. It allows us to understand how maybe the ebbs and flow if you're either a contractor or if you're in a power plant somewhere dealing with, busy season, not busy season. Right now, storm season across, between hurricanes and tornadoes. It's a little sketchy for some people having to travel, but it allows us to understand that so we're able to maybe help you in different situations, whether it's getting that loan payment on time or maybe getting some extra cash flow while you're out and about so your family can still have groceries when you're still waiting for the paycheck to clear. But it's nice to know that that has been around since the very beginning. That has not changed at all. We've added more products and services outside of the obviously just savings and loans. We now offer checking accounts and different consumer and business loans, even student loans for those in your family that may not be going into the utility and energy industry, but you still want to be able to help them, see their future and be financially fit. So, what even is a credit union? We hear about banks. The little bit that most people know about credit unions are, my grandfather had ones. It was just savings and loans, and that was it. Well, that's usually the heart of the root of how we've all started. However, it's not where we are today. A lot of credit unions are just like UECU, where we are more robust, where we are full service. But really, what it comes down to is, again, that people helping people. We are not for profit is what a credit union is, meaning we're not going to have those stockholders in the background that we have to earn all that extra money for. So that's why you have higher loan rates and maybe that 0.0% on your savings account, because everything has to go to them to earn money. You, as the membership, are members. You're our stockholders. So that savings account that you open, that is your share in the credit union, so to speak. Means that you get voting rights, whether it's new board members in there, whether it's expansion, a different product and services, maybe where to put a new branch if we would ever expand that way. These are all voting things that you get by being a member. So you have the ability to basically forge our future as opposed to just having some figureheads in the background. Being not for profit, again, we can offer those lower interest rates. We still have to keep the lights on, so to speak. So it's not like it's free. However, the money that we do earn gets put back into ATM rebates, maybe being a partnership with someone else so we can offer you discounts, true car discounts where you can actually maybe help with getting a new vehicle, not having fees on mortgages or mortgage application fees like you're going to see out there. You're just getting the fees that would have, whether it's titling and things like that, you're not getting extra stuff on top of it. We even help with closing costs on mortgages. These are all different advantages you're going to have with a credit union over a bank, on top of still being just as stable, still having your money backed by the US government. So why a virtual credit union or virtual financial institution in general? I know, one of the biggest things I hear when I go out is, where's the closest branch? My next question is typically, when's the last time you walked into that branch? And I can tell you 9 times out of 10, it's been years, if ever. So then what do you need a branch for? And then that's when the actual conversations come out. You want to have that personal person that you know. You want to be able to get cash out. You want to be able to transfer money. Those are all the things that you can do virtual at any time of the day. So you're not limited to those, the old-fashioned, the banking hours that people had. So, I got to get in there between 8 and 3 or 8 and 5, and I'm working during those hours. How am I going to do that? Those are things you don't have to worry about with UECU. On top of it, you still have that personal experience. We do share a lot of other qualities with virtual banks, such as that mobility and ease of use, but that's honestly where some of those similarities end. Just because we've been virtual since 1934 doesn't mean we haven't been personal the whole time. One of my favorite things to do is when I'm coming out visiting some of our companies on site, being physically available for those people who may have questions, is I'll have them come up to me and they'll be like, I worked with this financial services rep, Suzette or Bill, for 20, 30 years. And I know blah, blah, blah. They'll go on about families. They'll tell me about their families. And then tell them I said hi. And I'll bring it back. And it's always a great thing. I can walk up to any of those consultants and they can basically reiterate everything that member just told me, even if that member hasn't used us or done a loan in maybe 5, 6 years. That is the relationship that you're getting with when you call into UECU. You're not being shipped out somewhere to a call center or having someone deal with that. That one location right here in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, you're dealing with those people day in and day out. I always say, I've been with the company about 5 years, and up there, that department has only had maybe one person leave, and that was for retirement. So that is what you're looking at. You're not looking for that constant change. You have that person, your person, who knows about you, knows about your life, knows about your kids, your grandkids. Did you finish that kitchen project that you were starting? How did that turn out? How was your wife's, class the other day? How did that go? These are the relationships that you're getting with us as a virtual credit union, but it's not something that you're going to be seeing when you go to other virtual places. You're going to be, shipped around to different people. You may have one consultant one day, another consultant another day, and you're just another application. Here, you're not that. Here, you're a member, you're part of our family. It's that nice personal touch that we like to put on being virtual themselves. But not only that, maybe you just don't need loans or that financial consultant. Maybe you want to go to an ATM but not have to worry about a fee. That is something that we offer. We do fee reimbursement. So wherever you're at, whether you're close to a Wawa or Sheetz that's free, or maybe you're close to a Wells Fargo or a Chase that charges you $3 or $4, You can go there knowing that at the end of the month, we're going to put that back into your checking account. You get reimbursed that and you don't get fees from us. So there's your money problem. You have the personal touch, you have the money problem. What about transferring money? Again, that's free with us. You link us to another account. Maybe you have a student away at college, you want to deposit into them. Maybe you just have that spare account because we all know we don't keep all of our eggs in one nest. You want to transfer money back and forth there. That is also free when you're here with UECU. There are some places that charge you to send money out or pull it back still. Again, another personal touch that you're not going to have to worry about, along with those hours. So you're not having to worry to specifically do something within a distinct amount of time because you're maybe in the middle of a project and you can't just run down to the branch real quick. You can do it on your phone. Maybe you're at the office, you can do it on your laptop. Even doing a loan application over the phone, maybe during your lunch break. Done. All of that's done. And then all the documentation is online as well to be able to sign. So honestly, virtual over a personal or an in-person bank, I mean, to me, it's no contest. I work here and I don't even walk out to the front line because everything is online that I can take care of. So a virtual credit union, is it safe? Absolutely. We are still insured up to that 250,000, just like you would get at any banking institution. So you backed by the federal government, which is always nice. And this is something that really resonates with people. It kind of went away a little bit, but obviously back in the springtime, there were some issues with some different banks. It wasn't necessarily issues specifically to what the bank was doing. They were part of maybe riskier sorts of investments. They did a lot in crypto and a lot of technology. If you know anything about either of those, it's a very volatile market. We are not in those sorts of realms. Not to mention, a lot of their membership was well above that $250,000 limit. So going back to not having all your eggs in one basket, if you're in that demographic, you should be spreading out. And that's something we monitor here, and we monitor then too. We had a few members that were above those limits. Hey, I'm not saying anything is going to happen, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but, just to keep yourself safe and that peace of mind, you might want to get to that 250 limit or below. Again, that was the simple thing to take care of. You start diversifying everything, kind of again, knowing a little bit more about budget stuff. And maybe this isn't stuff that you know of. That's why we're taking a look at it just to make sure that you are safe. We as a credit union, it's called being very well collateralized. Basically, we have to have in savings 7% of our total assets. We as a credit union have, I think last time I checked there online was over 13%. So that means at any given time, if something would happen and we would have a rush here in Wyomissing for people to take all their money out, we have to have that available for them, whether it's physical cash or transferring it out. That was another issue that happened back in the springtime. There was market fluctuations. One person said one thing to another, obviously, everything going through the grapevine. Suddenly you had a mass membership going in and basically virtually transferring that money out. Those places, those banks got under their limits, which I believe banks are much smaller. They're only like maybe 3 to 5% what they have to have available. They were under that. So that's why the government kind of swooped in and started taking over, and people were kind of losing money because it was that more volatile market. We stick with much more conservative, much safer, different investments for the credit union itself, a lot of bonds, a lot of things that we deal with that are just not going to have that, we could make a lot of money or we could lose a lot of money. That's not what you're going to find here. We are very stable and solid. Some of the key benefits that we are able to offer some EAP members, or all of the EAP membership, I should say, are not only some great rates on your savings and your checking and loans, specifically because we only have this one location here in Pennsylvania, but we are able to offer some up credit cards with low interest rates to kind of help you maybe get started either building credit for you, your employees, or even in your employees' families. Helping rebuild credit is the big one too, for those who may have had some hiccups and things like that in the past. And even, small business loans to help you out with, mortgages, and going back even to those student loans. The best thing I think we've started offering here in the last 2 years is what's considered a trade school loan, which might ring true not only to those of you who are growing, but maybe someone in your family is looking to go into the trades of some sort, and you're just struggling finding some place that's going to maybe lend money to help your student go to school. We understand that our heart and soul is within the trades. So we understand those people still need financing. You may not have the 10, 15, 20, I've even seen 30,000 lying around for your student to go to trade school. Maybe you don't want to do the home equity loan for it, which is still something that we offer, but you want to help that student grow their credit and understand so they're getting that good financial footing. Perfect thing to offer. Or maybe you're looking to offer it as a benefit for new employees coming in. Hey, we'll help you along with some of your schooling. This is one way to do it with a credit union that we've partnered with, showing that you're able to go through these classes. It's just different variations of that I've seen out there for our various members and various companies using it. Even better, if you're not looking around that rate, UECU is just about 2 times above the national average for like our money market savings account. So you're looking at those higher savings account rates for those of you who are looking maybe just saving for a vacation, home, saving for the future in general. You're going to get more return on what you're depositing. Another key benefit for us is making your money work for you. You've already worked really hard to earn it. Now let's make sure it's actually giving you those dividends to work through it. And for those of you who maybe are just looking to lend, or you just have some things that you need to maybe clean up, whether it's consolidation, maybe it's cleaning up around the house, you want to fix some different things, or maybe you just want to help grow your business a little bit. Everyone wants to have, a bigger, stronger business. We have loans and the availability and the staff to be able to do that as well. So it's a great benefit to kind of help everyone, whether you're small, whether you're wholesale, whether you're a large company. We have something that's going to fit not only you as the employer, but your employees as well. One of the key benefits, or I shouldn't say key, there's a lot of key benefits. I get very excited about how we can help your employees, but not just you as the owner, but to help your current employees and possibly even attract new employees, because we all know the job market's a little sketchy out there, trying to get people to choose your company over maybe someone else. Is we offer financial wellness, and it's more than just a term for us. It is literally something else we embody here. We want our people to live their best financial lives, all of our members, whether you're starting out in a great position where you have possibly, all of your credit in order, all of your savings in order. That's super great. How can we help you get to the next level? Or maybe you're one of those people who, like even myself growing up, I never learned this stuff in school. I may not have learned it in the house. We didn't talk about money. Most people don't. It's very uncomfortable. But that's where we come in. We have those conversations where we want to walk with you and basically be your guide to get where you need to be. You had some hiccups. Maybe you missed some loan payments and your credit's not great. Maybe you had some issues budgeting and your checking account history probably isn't the best. Or maybe you're just tired of paying the fees because you're overdrafting, things like that. That's where we come in. We sit down, we talk with you. We can do virtual, we can do on the phone, whatever you're more comfortable with. And we kind of go through and, say, hey, maybe some small changes here or there, because while everyone wants to have the big changes and suddenly the next day wake up and have an 850 credit score and, an emergency fund set up, it's not going to happen. It's the small changes to build those habits. And even if you're not hearing your employees talk about money struggles, it could simply be as maybe your turnover is high because people are going to other places that are offering more money. Sometimes more money isn't necessarily going to fix it. It may seem like it does, but if you're not budgeting it properly, you're not using your funds properly, this is where it's going to kind of get you in trouble for it. So that's where we like to help out. Help be that little guide to get you to the next level where you want to be. Some of the other topics that we go through for financial wellness, not only budgeting, I know I've mentioned that a lot, mostly because that's your foundation almost, but a lot of people have questions. What is a credit score? How do I even get a credit score? Or how do I change my credit score? There's still some different stigmas and stuff out there with things to do that I hear. Maybe they heard it on the news years ago and it's just not something that rings true. These are conversations that we're going to have with, when you call up or your employee calls up saying, I just need help. I've been denied for this loan, or I have a ridiculous interest rate because my credit's not great and I just don't know where to fix it. We're going to discuss, this is what your history is. This is how you kind of grow. We also help, their family members. Again, talking about money is still awkward. We're here to change that. So maybe you have a teenager in your life and you want them to have a better financial life than you. So we have the ability to kind of sit down with them, start that basic budgeting, talk about loans. What is interest? How does it work? What are the different variations? These are all things about financial wellness that are going to help your employee, their family, maybe even you if you need it. So not only are their finances getting better, they're living better financial lives. We all know that financial stress is also related to mental stress. You have an employee on the job that isn't completely focused on the job. Maybe they're not going home the same way that they came out that day or came out to the job that day because of them being distracted. This is where we come in. Learning about mortgages. We all hear the market's crazy right now, but what does that actually mean? How does that mean for me as a buyer or a seller? How does a mortgage work? I know I have all these paperwork, but what goes into it? Buying a car. We all get excited about the new flashy cars, or we get excited about the color, or maybe the engine size, or what it is. And then we have a salesperson selling us stuff. We're like just signing, and we get home with a payment or an interest rate that we may not understand, or we may try to move stuff around and not understand penalties about it. These are conversations we're going to have, just simple ones saying, hey, this is what you should look forward to. This is how your interest rate breaks down. This is how it's going to break down if this is the amount of loan you need. Can we budget a little bit more to have more of a down payment? All of these things go into that whole financial wellness realm. And then we can move on even to investments if that's where you're at. Maybe you know all this stuff and you're good to go. How do I make my money work harder for me? Retirement, how much should I be saving? Do I have enough currently? I'm 10 years from retirement. Am I ready to retire? What are the steps I need to take for this? It's all the way from the very beginning, all the way up through retirement and beyond. So these are different subjects that we can sit down and talk with your employees about and just kind of help make them better employees, better financially educated people, and live better lives. So we've talked about the history of the credit union. We've talked about all the products and services. How do we get started? How do you get started? Your employees get started? Well, it's as simple as going to uecu.org/EAP. You have your dedicated landing page. You can go on there and open the basic savings account, which is free to open because we as the credit union put that minimum of $5 in there, which is all you need to have. And that's what basically opens up the whole world of products and services for you. We like to keep it simple. You're starting your online banking right away, so you have access to all these tools. Maybe you're looking to open up a new checking or just another checking, but we all know sometimes setting that up is a little bit hard because you got to work on all your transfers and deposits. We fix that as well to make it easy for you. We have what's called as Click Switch, where you can switch part of your direct deposit over. You can switch that Netflix auto withdrawal or your TrueGreen auto withdrawal out, and it's going to fix all that for you. Then you also have access to the whole realm of checking account suites there as well, whether it's roadside assistance or cell phone protection that goes with it. These are all things that are going to come with you because of being a credit union member. We are a not-for-profit, so any of our profits going in are going to come back into you in those various ways, whether it's lower interest rates for loans, getting those ATM rebates, or getting that cell phone protection. So you know that you're not going off to pay for a Stockholmer owner's third house at the beach. You know that everything's coming back to you, and also knowing that we are still living that people helping people. So thank you guys so much for taking the time today to learn a little bit more about Utilities Employees Credit Union and our partnership with EAP. I look forward to working not only with you, but hopefully your employees in the future. You have all of my information on the landing page. Please do not hesitate to reach out at any time. I'm here to help maybe answer more questions from what we talked about today, or maybe questions I didn't address. But thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you and working with all you EAP members.